Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to the Everton team guide for FM19. As a Liverpool fan, I feel a bit dirty looking at this one, but in these, I'll try and keep it. I can't promise. I can't make any promises. I'm not going to make fun of Everton. I just feel obliged to. But we're going to go through what the board expect us to achieve this season. Obviously, we've had a few years of massive upheaval and loads of transfers at Everton, so this could be a really, really interesting save. I don't know how much money they've got, but let's go and have a look at the board, what they expect us to achieve this season. I'm going to say, are they going to ask for Europa League? Or like top half? Yeah, okay, top half. Okay, that's definitely doable. We'll have a look through the squad, but that is definitely doable. 5th round, standard 5th round, 4th round. Oh, they actually don't give a shit about the League Cup. Ooh, too good for the League Cup, i.e. Blue Nose Best. Leave it. Right, finances. Oh, okay, looks like all the previous managers spent all our money. £53 million in debt. Projection is not great. We're sort of running, we've got a little bit of debt here, and loans and shit and stuff, but that shouldn't be too much. With all the Premier League money, you'd be rolling it in no time. So, okay, not much to spend. What's the wages? 70 grand on wages. It's like one player, maybe, if we're lucky, one transfer listed player. But they're only there's no European football this year, so we don't have to have a massive squad, which is definitely a bonus. Unless we already have a massive squad, then it's probably not a bonus because keeping them all happy will be an absolute nightmare. But let's have a quick look at the staff. Decent staff levels, just about over average. We've got room for one more. Obviously, a fitness staff. If you don't, just get a fitness guy in if you don't want to mess with it. But always have a good look through because some staff at clubs are crap. As for the scouting, they've got a full department and their scouting is above average. So I bet some of these scouts are a bit shitty. And as for the medical staff, I'd probably just leave it. That's good enough. We're up near the top end of the league, so that's not too bad at all. Quick look at the team report. Just saying money, quality depth in goal, quality depth at left back, quality depth outside of the first team. Okay, other than depth, we're fine. And money, so you know they don't really work together too well. That is dynamics-wise, match cohesion is fine because we'll get that fixed in pre-season. The sort of support and the atmosphere is all good. Right, let's have a look at this squad. We'll have a look at the squad, just a quick overview, and then we'll go to have a look at see if there's any young talents. There are a couple at Everton, isn't there? And then, obviously, what we're also going to do is we'll have a look at sort of basic tactics and where we think we might need strengthen. So in goal, we have Jordan Pickford. Very, very good goalkeeper. Young, going to improve. Don't have to worry about this position, which is good because we've got fuck all money anyway. As a backup, we've got Markin Stecklenburg. Been around for donkey's years. I think he's a fine backup. We don't have a massive amount. Beggars can't be choosers. We don't have a ton of money to replace a bunch of players. So I think him as a backup is fine. Unless we've got a good youth talent, maybe we can move him on. But let's have a look at our fullbacks then. We've got Jagielkas. Jags is getting on a bit now, but he's still a decent player. I think he's valued no money. His contract runs out at the end of the season. I'd probably just keep him, I think, as a backup League Cup man. We've got Michael Keane, who didn't really hit the ground running at Everton, but he can still improve, and he's a decent all-rounder. We've got Mason Holgate, the new guy. They got him from... What did I say, new guy? New guy. He was a new guy 4 years ago. I didn't realise he'd been at Everton all this time. And he's very, very good. 21 years old. He's not... You could play him at full-back, but he's not an attacking. He's more of a sort of full-back support or even defend. But as a centre-back option, I think he's pretty good. Concentration's a little bit lacking, but the good thing is he's decent passer of the ball, so he can play as a ball-playing defender if you want to play out from the back. We've got Yerry Mina, a 23-year-old centre-back, a decent all-rounder, pace is okay. He's all right passing, so okay, we've got two guys. His vision's not great, so maybe simple short passing, but he can pass out of defence, which sort of starts steering us towards where we might go with the tactic. Kurt Zouma, we got in on loan from Chelsea, obviously a very, very good player. He's not really. He's more of a central defender. Give it to somebody that can play better football, but he's a good, well-rounded player. So centre-back-wise, solid if unspectacular, but we've got Mason Holgate with the bags. He needs to be playing a lot of football. If you rob a bank and have money, and are not going to play most in Holgate, you need to loan him out because he's 21 years old. He needs to be getting a full season. But I'd give him plenty of game time. We'll just get rid of the guys we've got out on loan. Go away. Okay. Mo Besic, go away. Oh, Kevin Morales. Okay. Yannick Balassi. He got that injury, didn't he? That sort of really destroyed his mood. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of loanies. I suppose when you've signed that many players in the last couple of years, you've probably got a few out on loan. Cut the wages down a bit. So, Kurt Zouma, Mina, Holgate, Keane. I'm okay with, like I said, we've not got that much money, so there's not any glaring holes so far. Then right back, we got the Seamus Coleman, brilliant player, good all-rounder, defensively and solid attacking. Don't have to worry about that. He's 29 now, so we'll have to think about that. Same as Leighton Baines. He's 33 now, but he's not the quickest, but he's a good set-piece taker, good corner taker, and he's good going forward as well as defensively, which is nice. So we can definitely get a season or two out of him. We got Lucas, I never know how to, Digney. I'm just going to go for phonetic. Lucas Digney, who is basically the replacement for Leighton Baines. So his marking's a little bit weak. He's better going forward, but I think we can work on that. Definitely something that needs to be worked on. So we've got two decent left backs. We've got a right back. Like I said, Holgate can do it, but not going forward. Then we go into central midfield. We've got Morgan Schneiderlin, whose career was ruined by Manchester United, as it often is. A solid deep line playmaker, defensively pretty good as well. He's okay. Then we've got Tom Davis, the youngster, 19 years old, 5-star potential, box-to-box midfielder. Do I agree with that? Remember, don't always go on their roles, and doesn't mean they've got the attributes for something. But actually, he's okay. I think there's no obvious weaknesses in his game, so you could almost steer him to how you'd like him to be. Like, he's an okay playmaker. He's got decent passing, vision, teamwork, and all that sort of good stuff. So playmaker is fine as well. You could play him as a number 10. He's got 11 finishing. His long shots is only 10. He's like, nah. But could do a job there. But definitely one to give some game time to. We've got McCarthy, who's out for 3 months with a broken what? Cock. No, lower leg. Yeah, it's 50-50. Who's definitely a much more defensive player. There's no real creative bone in his body, to be honest. He's just a muncher. But, teams need them. Idris, a guy I think is really good. Run about all day. He is your main ball-winning midfielder. Bags of stamina. Amazing tackling, marking. Good teamwork. Work great. He'll run all day long. It says he shoots with power, comes deep to get the ball, plays. Okay, no, I don't mind those player traits. I think he's a good player. And then we've got Andre Gomez on loan from Barcelona. You have to say it like that because you sound cool. Can play a multitude of positions, but more central. He's all right. I'm not a massive fan of using loanies in the Premier League. I like developing my own players, but he's good. Then we got Filthy Gilfy Sigurdsson, who we all know about him. Set piece genius, really good pass with the ball. As a number 10, I really like him. You can play him as an inside forward as well. He's got great finish. You could actually play him up top, to be honest. Just because he doesn't know the position doesn't mean he can't play it. And he could easily learn it. He lacks a bit of pace is the only thing in his game. I'd probably prefer him as a sort of playmaker type S-place. We've got Adamola Lookman, who's loan listed currently, but he's 5-star potential. I'd probably keep him in my team. Inside forward or striker. Very good player, actually. Passing is a little bit weak, anticipation, but with training and stuff, I think this guy could be very, very good. We got Bernard, who missed a sitter at the weekend. Another inside forward or striker. See, there's players here that we can definitely use as a striker. Composure's not the best. Finishing's okay. I'd probably more likely play him as an inside forward. He's right foot. You could play him as a winger. He's got 18 acceleration, 15 pace. He's got 14 crossing and 18 dribbling. If you need a winger on the right, he'll do an absolute demon of a job for you. Then you've got Theo. I can run really fast, but not great at football. Walcott, who can run really fast, but he's not that great at football. Brilliant. Sort of summed him up. And then Richarlison, who's a super-duper youngster. Obviously started really well at Watford, went off of the boil a bit, started really well at Everton, got sent off, went off the boil a little bit. But I think this guy's going to be class when he's only 21 years old. He can play as a winger, but his crossing's not great. He's definitely much more of an inside forward. or striker option. He's got decent enough stats for attributes for a striker position if you're so inclined. Then we've got Calvert-Lewin, another decent youngster. He's had plenty of game time at Everton now, but he's never really set the world alight. But he's a solid all-rounder, decent squad player. I think he can improve. 21 years old now, so he needs to be getting game time. So bear that in mind. We've got Nias, 28 years old. Good physicals. As a striker, that's not really 13, finishing 9 first touch, 11 composure. Yeah, I'd probably... He's worth 11 million quid. Okay, if I can get 11 million quid, he's gone. And then we've got Senk Tossen. I'm such a child. This is more like it. 17 finishing. The rest is okay. Physicals are okay. Bear in mind he's 27 years old now, so those are going to start dropping in the next couple of years, and they're already on the average side, so I maybe get a year or two out of him and then get rid while he's still worth a bit of money. You could potentially just get rid now. I think you could definitely replace him with a better player for less money. And that's it. Let's have a quick look at the under-23s and the under-18s, and then we'll have a quick... treat ourselves. Oh, look at this. Okay, we've got Antonio Robinson, a left-back. A decent left-back. And he's American. Weird. Didn't know that was a combination you can have. A decent footballer and American. Always like to make fun out of my American friends. Fraser Hornby, big fan of trains. Target man. Are we definitely saying target man? Is this natural? Yeah, okay. Needs some help. Definitely needs a lot of help to get as a striker. That's terrible. Even at 18, you need that to be better. He needs mentoring groups. He needs a loan. He needs to be playing football. Hopefully, improve his striking. We'll have a look at the last two. We got Vlasic, who another left inside forward by nature. He's on loan at CSK Moscow. Just want to see if we could get him back. We can't. Okay, all rounder. So if we look at the squad, then I think it's okay for a top half team, or a team that, remember, we don't have much money to spend, so we have to sell to buy. I'd be looking to sell. Who's the dude I was looking to sell? It's totally gone out of my head. Well, Theo Walcott, to be honest, I'd probably look to sell as one. Okay, let's assume we get 20 million for Theo Walcott. Some knobhead is going to pay us 20 million for Theo Walcott. Get him out the door. James McCarthy, we need a bit of depth, so we can't just cull the whole team. Trouble is, we need a right back. So if we get 20 million for Theo Walcott and then 10 million for Nias, 30 million, they'll give us 75% of that. So whatever that is, 20. I'm just going to guess a number, 24 million-ish to spend. Meaning we need somebody that can back up right back. Whether you just get an oldie that's just going to sort of fill in as a backup for the next year, or you look to, because obviously Seamus Coleman is 29, so I'm more inclined, because there's no obvious areas of the team that are bad, I maybe look to get a right back that in a year or two is going to replace Seamus Coleman. So maybe I might spend most of my money on a right back. I think that's probably what I do. As for sort of formation-wise, this is a really nice sort of situation to be in, because we've got so many players that can play as strikers, attacking midfielders, or wingers, inside forwards. I'm not going to do roles and stuff, but we don't have a massive amount of natural strikers. But like I said, Richarlison can play there. A bunch of other players can play there. But we've got Senk Tossen who can play there. I might be inclined to go one up top with Richarlison as an inside forward. We've got Filthy Gilthy just in that number 10 roles, pinging balls out. So I might not play Gilthy too attacking. I wouldn't shove him up behind the striker, but I would have him here and maybe have both our sides on attack. So Gilfy's got 3 targets to aim for, because that's where we basically want to play through. And obviously he's our set piece taker and stuff like that. But overall, a decent squad. I think top half, mid-table is definitely achievable with this squad. And hopefully, I'm not sure how the finances are going to go. These never take too much stock into these predictions. They don't even take into account Premier League prize money and all that sort of stuff. So, but I think we should be fine. And there's not any obvious players that you can just sell for 60 million, is there? Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to get just a guy, get rid of him or anything like that. Pickford is, but no, we're all good. I think that's it. I think a right back. I'm going to sign a 19-year-old wonder kid right back that's going to replace Seamus Coleman in a year or two, because the good thing is, if he can come in maybe 2 years, Seamus Coleman will still be worth 30 million quid, and we can actually make some decent money off him as well. I'm getting rid of Theo Walcott. And I think one of the interesting things about this save, more so than the clubs I've looked at so far, is that they've actually got some decent youth talent that could look like they could break through to the first team. So that's always nice. And some British talent, which is rare. Right, there we go, my friends. There's the guide for Everton. Let me know in the comments what you think about them, what changes you've made, what tactics work for you. All the help you can give to everybody else watching this video is great. So go check the comments and see if there's useful stuff there. Also, check out my other guides and stuff. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Like the video if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.